Hey, 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 what's going on? Back at you again. Yours truly, Brother Kedwin Yah. And the Yah is for Yahweh and His Christ, Yeshuwah. We got another great topic lined up today. Basically, a message. Um, and today we are talking about we are still in captivity until what happens? We are still in captivity until what happens. And with that being said, today is June 3rd, 2023. It is 3:27 p.m. I'm on here a little later today than I usually be. Um, yeah, but I decided to go back to this topic because I saw a YouTube channel last night to where there was some people on there, in my opinion, that was just kind of ignorant to certain facts, and they were trying to debunk everything I'm getting ready to go through about the so-called African American going through slavery, uh, being captivated and being taken to a strange land in a land of captivity. And it says we will remain captives until we are delivered by the Most High Yahweh. But it's only going to happen. It ain't going to happen until we, as the children of Israel, wake up, begin to hear Him again, as Scripture says, and we begin to worship Him in this strange land. Now, with that being said, y'all know how I do it. I got to bring the Spirit of Yahweh down, and we going to do it just like this. Yahweh, 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 Yahweh. I'm giving most all honor to the Most High today, Yahweh, and His Christ, Yeshuwah. Praying that everybody gets some sense out of this message that I'm bringing today. I am not a teacher, I'm not a preacher, I'm not a pastor, I'm not a reverend, I'm not a clergyman, I'm not a bishop, a priest, preacher, I'm none of those titles. I'm just simply yours truly, Brother Kedwin Yah. I come with the daggers and the facts, and I keep it on that page. Yes. So, y'all know how I do it. We gonna tone it down now. Just wanted to get my little intro on. Y'all know how I do. But we gonna tone that down, and we gonna get off into this here message today. Now, I hope y'all got y'all spiritual glasses on, cause I sure got mine on. With that being said, we're gonna switch glasses here so that Brother Kedwin Yah can see what I'm reading. And this, I don't know why. It seems like it's kind of dark in here to me. I don't know why. But yeah, he's trying to bring out some interesting facts. Um, I want to make sure. Let me take a peek and sneak here. I just want to make sure I got everything lined up perfectly so that it'll all make better sense to you all. Yeah. Okay, so y'all know how I do it. I go back to scriptures. I don't try to make any biblical arguments without having scriptures to back up what I'm trying to say. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and dive right on off into this thing. So, let me get situated here, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to read these scriptures and then I'm gonna give a little feedback on them. You know, I try not to be on here too long. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but sometimes I feel like when people try to cram too much information, you know, in a short period of time, it's kind of hard for somebody to dissect what you bringing out. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to keep up with the facts a lot of times when you just got a whole ton of information you throwing at somebody. So I try to do mine gracefully, you know, slowly. Um, Most of all, I like to do it comfortably. I like to be comfortable when I do it. I like to know that I'm on top of what I'm talking about. Because today, we got a lot of folks out here, man, bringing out different arguments, bringing out different points, and basically, it's a lot of arguing going on right now. A lot of people are gravitating to different point of views, different things, new things. Some gravitating back to the old things. Me, I'm doing a little of both. I'm gravitating to the old things, but what I call new are the new situations of what's being revealed about the old, where we've been tricked and deceived. Because believe you me, if you're still following Eurocentric Christianity, you threw way off course. Okay? So anyway, I ain't gonna get off into that. Let's get back on what we're talking about right here. As far as a lot of people right now want to debunk what the scriptures say about certain ones who would go into captivity, where they would be taken. And you know, the scripture speaks on crafty counsel. It speaks on who was gonna do what, why they was gonna do it. And let me tell you, this is why certain books were purposely kept out of that King James version of the Bible. And some of the other ones. That Talmud, it ain't right. The Tanakh ain't right. The Mishnah, neither is the Quran. And see, everybody like that. That's a whole nother other topic. But there's a word that I can't even think of right now. But anyway, basically, there are three different nationalities of people who are confederate against the so-called children of Israel, so-called Afro-Americans. And that would be the Arabs, that would be the Yiddish folks, the small hats, and the Europeans with Christianity, King James Version. So you got three different sectors of people who are all confederate against the children of Israel and the Most High Yahweh and His Christ, Yeshuwah. So, you know, I kind of want to bring information in a certain order so it all makes sense, because I was getting ready to throw some in there, but I don't want to wait, because then I might forget it as I get to going. But I'll say this, you know, to this day, people say, oh, well, it don't really make a difference what color Jesus was, and all of this, and what his name is. But I'm going to tell y'all now, that's a damn lie from the pits of hell. Because if that was the case, why did the character get changed? Why was it changed? Why was the name changed? Why was the image changed? But anyway, we finna dive right in now. Let's get into it. And so I'm gonna open up with we're gonna open up with I'm gonna open this up with Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. We're gonna do this in the right order to make sure it all makes sense. Okay? Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68, King James Version.
According to Bible.com,
I knew y'all was gonna do that. Now that's funny. When I ain't on here, this woman don't come on and talking. That's weird. I pull up 13 scriptures and they won't do this. But every time I come on here she come. That's crazy how that happens. I don't get it. Google is weird, man. But anyways, let me share the scripture. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And this King James Version. It reads, "And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you." So, when we talk about prophecy, you got certain people now that want to hurry up and debunk Deuteronomy 28:68 being tied to the so-called Afro-Americans. And they so crafty with their lies, like the way they teach it to you in the Christian churches on Sunday. They tell you, whenever you ask them about that prophecy, oh, that already happened. It took place already. But if you tell them the name, the date, and the time, guess what? They can't never show you because it's not in there. It's not even in the Bible. But they know as slave descendants, we were ignorant. They took our language. We had to learn how to speak their language. We had to learn who their God was. And guess what? I'm finna show y'all that because it's all right here in the scriptures. So let's keep it moving here. Now, back to Deuteronomy 28:68, when it says, we will be taken by ships, we will be sold as bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. In some translations, that means no man shall be able to rescue you. And then there's other scriptures that tell you while we're in this captivity, we're not going to be able to do anything. We're going to have to take all this punishment. There's also scripture that tells us we're going to have to watch our daughters, mothers, grandmothers, grandfathers, sons, nieces, nephews, all be raped by the oppressor, and we wouldn't be able to do anything about it. Okay? There's scriptures, and that's fact on exactly what has happened to the so-called Afro-American in the last 400 to 500 years. Even before that, from the Arabs. Yeah, the Arabs had it going on about 600-700 years, even before they turned the Europeans onto it. But let's keep it moving here. Our next scripture is going to be Psalms chapter 106, verses 39 through 43. That's going to be Psalms chapter 106, verse 39 through 43, King James Version. Come on now. Thank you. Now, did y'all see that time she didn't talk? It's so weird how a lot of times it just do something different on its own thing, I guess. Computers got a mind of their own, I guess. But anyways, Psalms chapter 106, verse 39 through, I said 42, but it's through 43 on here. So anyway, I'm going to share what I want to share. And it reads, "Thus were they defiled with their own works, and went," wait a minute, this ain't King James, man. This is what I don't like about this whole computer mess. Anyway, I'm going to just share it out of this translation. What is this translation? I don't even know. This is what gets on my nerves with all the different trends. And they know I always ask King James Version, but they'll pull up everything but what I asked for. Psalms chapter 106, verse 39. "Thus we are defiled with their own works, and went a whoring with their own inventions. Therefore was the wrath of the Lord kindled against his people, insomuch that he abhorred his own inheritance." 41. "And he gave them into the hand of the heathen, and they that hated them ruled over them. 42. Their enemies also oppressed them, and they were brought into subjection under their hand. 43. Many times did he deliver them, but they provoked him with their counsel and were brought low for their iniquity. Now, I am just not satisfied with that translation. I'm finna go back to the one I wanted to share, because y'all ain't gonna just do whatever y'all want to do on what I'm trying to do here. That was not it didn't even sound the same. I didn't get the same emphasis. Well, you know what? I'm gonna just keep it moving on this one. But anyways, on that particular passage, um, wait a minute. I think I know what just happened. That was the wrong one altogether. I don't know how I did that. Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna redo this right quick. Give me 1 second, y'all. This is the right one right here. 325. Give me 1 second, y'all. I want to make sure I'm on the right stuff here. See, I hate when they do this, because see, this is time consuming. Yeah, this is the right one right here. I don't know where that other crap popped up from, man. They don't see. Ooh wee. Now here we go. Which I just seen. That was my own mistake. I don't know how I wrote down the wrong passage. That's weird as I don't know what. But anyways, we gonna go to the book of Psalms, chapter 83, verses 3 through 5. And this is King James Version. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. Verse 4. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Now I just shared that with y'all about the Arabs, the Yiddish Jews, and the Europeans. Psalms 83, 3 through 5 just verified that in passage. Okay? Now we back on track. I can keep it moving here. Now we going to go to Exodus chapter 2, verse 23. So let's go there. And I'm going to just go ahead and type these in, because I'm sick of Google doing what they want to do and bringing up what I don't bring up, and then have me looking stupid. I'm not, no, we ain't having that. I'm going to do this exactly where I know it's going to come out right. Just go take me a little longer. Give me a second, y'all. I'm with you. Exodus chapter 2, verse 28. And it reads, wait a minute. That's Exodus chapter 2, verse 23. Y'all got to work with me here, because I ain't got the best eyes in the world. I can't see that well. And these glasses aren't that strong. These are just reading glasses. I'm in the process of getting some prescriptions, because I surely need them now. Okay, and this passage reads, this is Exodus chapter 2, verse 23, King James Version. And it came to pass in process of time that the king of Egypt died, and the children of Israel sighed by reason of the bondage. And they cried, and their cry came up upon Yahweh by reason of the bondage. So, um, once again, this is a situation where when the first time when the children of Israel was in slavery over in Egypt, a king died, and when that king died, they were still in bondage. And so I guess they went into panic mode, and they went to praying, crying out to Yahweh to come and help save them and deliver them. And this was when, during the times when Yahweh uh, began to use Moses to carry that out. When the first time the children of Israel was taken into slavery over in Egypt. That's what this passage is talking about. And the reason I chose this passage is because it's telling you how the Israelites began to cry out to Yahweh because they were in bondage. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm tying into what hasn't happened yet. Let's go back to the topic. We are still in captivity until what happens? We gonna be in captivity until we wake up over in the land of captivity. We began to keep the statutes of Yahweh again. We start upholding them laws and the commandments again. That's when Yahweh is going to come and deliver us out of the place of captivity. Because it's written that the slaves will remain captives until this event takes place. And it has not taken place yet. But I tell you what, these Eurocentric Christians are sure try to lie to you and tell you they'll gaslight you. That what they call gaslighting, and they lie. All they do is lie. And that's why they took out certain information out of that King James Version, because it tells who they are and what they was going to do to a T. So they very crafty at how they do what they do. So let's keep it moving here. Let's go to, I'm going to type this in because I ain't going through that no more. With what they want to do, bringing in whatever they want to bring in. The next one is going to be out of that same book, Exodus, chapter 6. Verses 5 and 6. King James Version. And it reads, Exodus chapter 6, verses 5 and 6. Verse 5 reads, And I have also heard the groaning of the children of Israel, whom the Egyptians keep in bondage, and I have remembered my covenant. Verse 6, Wherefore say unto the children of Israel, I am the Lord, and I will bring you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians, and I will rid you out of their bondages, and I will redeem you with a stretched out arm and with great judgment. Once again, y'all ever heard the saying, there's nothing new under the sun, and that history only repeats itself? Because that show what it sounds like is going on to me right now. Because these are events, the way the scriptures are speaking, the way it's going to go down is basically a repeat of what already took place. It's already written. It has been written, as Yeshuwah always said, you know. So let's keep it moving here, because I am loquacious. I'll get lost in the sauce talking. Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 15. King James Version. And I'm going to type this in for y'all so we can get it right. Okay, that's Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 15, King James Version. And see, one thing about me, I don't know about other people, But even as a child, always knew better than to play with the Most High. I've always taken this thing very serious. And I guess I'm going to have to say I'm one of them that probably just has the spirit of a warrior, because as a child, I knew there was a lot about that Bible that didn't add up and didn't make sense. And what used to get me was whenever I went to the pastors or the preachers and asked them questions, oh, you got to have some faith. You ain't got no faith. See, they go to that because they were ignorant themselves. They didn't know the answers to the questions I was asking. But I ain't gonna get into that. Like I said, I get to talking to me all go. So here we go, y'all. Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 15, King James Version. And remember that thou wast a servant in the land of Egypt, and that thy God brought thee out hence through a mighty hand and by a stretched out arm. Therefore, the Lord thy God commanded thee to keep the Sabbath. I'm so glad that we just landed on this one. See, because y'all got to pay attention to that crafty counsel, man. Psalms definitely gave it to us when it gave it to us about the crafty counsel. Okay? And so, this is what I want to do. Let me go back to, give me 1 second here. Let me go back to Deuteronomy. And remember that to keep that Sabbath. See, now remember earlier when I spoke and I talked about the Eurocentric Christianity. When we talk about the Sabbath, like I said, I always say, who are the ones that had balls big enough to even go in there and switch stuff? Because in Deuteronomy 4:2, it tells you clearly to never mess with the Sabbath and to keep it holy. And it says it even more than in one place. Precept upon precept, concept upon concept, line upon line. Now, let's just keep moving on the scriptures. I don't want to get you talking. All right. So now let's go to see, crafty counsel is when you get somebody like Constantine, the Vatican, and Pope Sylvester from AD 321 to AD 448. Now, this is also the Council of Nicaea, the Council of Ephesus, the Council of Chalcedon. These are the ones who put themselves in a position to change what the Most High already had set. And I have to say, they're very crafty with what they do, because they pulled it off on what the word said they were going to pull off. So let's keep it moving here. We already covered about they wasn't never supposed to mess with that Sabbath. And Constantine, he switched it from Saturday to Sunday. Not only that, he made it legal to be able to work on the day of the Sabbath. Now we know clearly Sabbath is a day of rest. Yahweh did it in the same ordinance how he created the world. This is why he gave us that day of rest, the same day that he rested. That's the Sabbath day. That's supposed to be a day of remembrance in Yahweh and a day of honor to Yahweh. Nothing but that. I want to start having a Sabbath feast every Saturday, because I celebrate on Saturdays now. I don't do Sunday no more. But anyway, let's keep it moving. Here we go, y'all. Now, here goes some real important facts. Now, I don't know how many of y'all know about the Apocrypha. Some more information that they purposely kept out. Them Europeans, them idiot Jews, and the Arabs. Ain't that something? The same three sectors of people who are confederate against the children of Israel. So now let's watch this. Let's go to the Apocrypha and let's watch what first Maccabees got to say about what I just was talking about the crafty council. So come on, y'all. Now, granted that this is one of the main major things they took and kept out of that King James Version. You know why? Because they didn't want y'all to be able to see how crafty they were. This is why they took it out. And then had us fooled while they was feeding us their lies, okay? When Yahweh speak of them, he called them the heathen and the Gentiles. Y'all need to research the Isles of the Gentiles in the Bible, and that also tells you exactly who they are. So come on, let's keep it moving. We're gonna go to the Apocrypha, the Apocrypha chapter. That's gonna be First Maccabees, chapter 3. The verse says 48 and 49. King James Version, of course. All right, y'all. Here we go. See, if you don't bring these particular facts out, you will be lost in the sauce, man. None of this stuff will make sense, and you'll remain lost, and you will keep on worshiping them engraved images that they tell you about. Now watch this here. First Maccabees chapter 3, 48 and 49. Verse 48. And laid upon the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. Verse 49. They brought also the priest garments and the first fruits and the tithes and the Nazarites. They stirred up who had accomplished their days. I'm going to repeat that. I kind of butchered that one. The Apocrypha First Maccabees 49, verse 49. They brought also the priest's garments and the first fruits and the tithes and the Nazarites. They stirred up who had accomplished their days. That ain't nothing but the Roman Empire, y'all, okay? The Roman Catholic Church in the Roman Empire. That's exactly who that is, okay? Now, how come, it tells you about, now, first of all, the tithing that went on back in the Bible when that took place, I believe that was with a war that took place with Abraham. And when Abraham won that war, he went back to make peace with that other king. And his way of making peace was by giving the other king 10% of what they had. That was the only tithes that was going on in the Old Testament. But now here they came later. It's telling you right here in Maccabees 49, they brought also the priest garments. Now, who y'all know walk around in the Roman Catholic Church with them long white gowns on that they be having on? Then it said, and the first fruits and the tithes. The Eurocentric Christianity Church to this day still got y'all getting 10% of all whatever y'all get. And guess what? When they did do the tithing back in Abraham days, it wasn't with no money. It was livestock and goods. It was not money. Y'all don't catch it though. You know why? Because y'all so in love with these Europeans' money. Y'all don't even see the games that they've been played on y'all through their money. And I guarantee you right now, who's behind the money system? None other than Satan, Lucifer. That's who run the money system. And them Europeans are his soldiers, okay? Let's keep it moving here. Let's go to Psalms 83, 3 through 12. I'm finna sock it to y'all. I'm socking it to y'all. Y'all ain't gonna be able to. I wish I was on that platform last night where them people was on there talking all that mess about black people need to go sit down and stop saying they children of Israel. These are stupid fools that ain't did no research. These are Eurocentric Christianity black folks who stupid and still lost in the sauce because they still run around worshiping another God named Jesus that ain't the right image. That's a false God that Yahweh said we was gonna be forced to worship when we get over here in the land of captivity. So y'all keep playing if y'all want to. I ain't got time for the games no more. Psalms 83. Now this finna give y'all a lot. This finna sock it to you. Psalms 83, 3 through 12. Verses 3 through 12. So y'all come on now, get ready. Wait a minute now, come on here. 3 through 12, King James Version. That's what I'm talking about. Come on with it. Okay. Now I'm gonna read all of this because I probably done covered a little bit of part of this already, but come on with it, y'all. Psalms 83, 3 through 12. Verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Verse 6. The tabernacles of Edom, I'm going to say that again, verse 6. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites. See, this is why I love it when they give it to you real. You can't go wrong. Of Moab and the Hagar. Wait, now I don't want to butcher this word. The Hagarenes or Hagarenes. Let's repeat verse 6. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites, which are the Arabs, and the Moab and the Hagarenes. All of them those are Arabs and the Moabs. Moab, I believe, is the Chinese. I do believe. Don't quote me on that though, but I think Moab are the Chinese. Don't quote me on that though. Verse 7. Gebal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. I don't know why I butchered some of these words. This word is Assur. Assur also is joined with them. They have holpen the children of Lot. Selah. Verse 9. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, and the brook of Kishon, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb and like Zeb, yeah, all their princes and Zebah, and as Zalmunna. Verse 12. Who said, let us take ourselves the house of God in possession? Now, here it just gave you names. It even gave descendants of some of them, but it told you who they were. The tabernacle of Edom. Now, y'all need to know who the people of Edom are in the Bible. If y'all don't know who they are the sons of Esau. The descendants of Esau, sons of Esau, the people of Edom, the Edomites. And the Ishmaelites, those are the Arabs. And then it spoke of Hagarnes, which was Hagar, Ishmael's mama. Because see, you got to remember, Ishmael had got an attitude because he was pissed off at Abraham and Sarah for running him and Hagar out of out of Abraham's kingdom and sent them out into the desert. And however, the Most High said that he was still going to bless Ishmael with his own nation people because Abraham grieved it, and Abraham went to God and grieved it. So all of that. Now let's go to Gabal, and Ammon and Amalek. Now y'all know who Amalek is. That's Amalek is another the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Now today Philistine is actually Palestine over there where the Yiddish folks is right now over in Israel. Okay, they are in Palestine. Back then they were the Philistines. These is all the same old folks. Amalek, uh, Esau, people of Edom, the Ishmaelites, all the same three councils of people that's confederate against the children of Israel. So let's keep it moving now. My next scripture is going to be Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 28. Let's pull that up right quick. And I wanted to come in right, so I wanted to keep wasting time. Deuteronomy 4:28. See, cause man, when you don't look at things, see what I mean? Well, that wasn't their fault. That was me this time. I typed in 29 and not 28. That was Kedman that time. That was Kedman Yah that time. Okay, here we go. All right. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 28. And there ye shall serve gods, the work of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see nor hear, nor eat, nor smell. This is talking about all them images they got over there in the Roman Catholic Church, man. Now come on, man. We just went over the clothes they was gonna be wearing with the long garments, how the priest was gonna come, and now Deuteronomy 28 is giving you the rest on who was gonna be the ones that come with these engraved images. It spoke in the scripture, it said, made by their hands out of wood and stone. What do they got in the Roman Catholic churches? They got displays of uh, concrete statues that's sitting up in them churches. They got the fake baby Jesus and the fake Mother Mary. None of those images are the real images. And then what's funny is all the popes, when they go worship the black Madonna and the black baby Jesus. They don't worship the one they got us worshiping. See, y'all don't understand that. Here, I'm gonna hold that till last. So let's keep it moving on the scriptures. Let me put a note in here so I remember to go back. See, because we gotta understand all of this as far as worshiping the wrong images, and as far as because I just want to share something with y'all. I got a real problem going on with my memory. My brain has been jilted. I've been in a coma for 8 days. I've had 2 brain hemorrhages, 3 major seizures that caused me to go into a coma. So that's why I'm kind of goofy when it comes to doing certain little things. But I'm thankful that I'm blessed this much because I wasn't even supposed to be back close to where I'm at. So anyway, by the way, I got a C7 pin in my neck. I got a disc that's been taken out of my neck. So let's keep it moving. Amos chapter 9, verse 14 through where we at? Amos. Oh man, I'm really butchering up. Amos. Man, what is going on with this? Come on. Amos chapter 9. 14 and 15. Chapter 9, verse 14 and 15. King James Version. Man, this phone and when it switched to these little boxes, I had it on the fat screen where I could see the numbers. Now I can't see them, man. How did that switch right while I'm on here? It's a little mess. Really got me squinching my eyes up. Okay, this is Amos King James Version, chapter 14 and 15. Excuse me, chapter 9, verse 14 and 15. And 14 reads, "And I will bring again the captivity of my people of Israel, and they shall build the waste cities and inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards and drink the wine thereof. They shall also make gardens and eat the fruit of them." Verse 15, "And I will plant them upon their land, and they shall no more be pulled up out of their land which I have given them, saith thy Lord Yahweh." See, this is why when they try to debunk Deuteronomy 28:68, they're full of bullcrap, because all through here is giving reference on what's going to happen, why it happened, and who it happened to. The scripture fits who it fits, because when you look at these, it is Jews who say that, now don't get me wrong, I would never say that they're not from Israel, because as biblical history gives it to you, they originated from there, but they migrated elsewhere. And I'm talking about all the one who was cursed, Cain first, which turned to the Canaanites. Um, 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 who else? Japheth from Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth from Noah. There's also information in there about the Moabs, which is the Chinese. And of course, we know what the information is about the Europeans, because the Roman Catholics and the Jewish folks are all really the same. They don't never bring that out either. Them Irish Jews ain't never gonna tell you that they are the same people that's up in the council of the Roman Empire and the Roman Catholic churches. All of them ain't nothing but so-called Jews. Irish Jews. They just got different names they done took on, and different identities they done took on, but they all the same old folks. Okay, so we gonna speed this up here a little bit, because I ain't never went this long, but I gotta bring this out, man. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 3. I got to bring this out with facts on what the words say, because nobody will be able to make me look stupid with the word. I can guarantee you that, because I'm gonna do my research. And I research my own stuff. I mean, every now and then I might find something, run across something that I think is real juicy on YouTube or somewhere, and I might share the information. But I like to go in and bear the facts on my own, because I just feel like over the years, because I was taught to listen to other people, was really taught, oh, don't lean to your own understanding. You gotta have faith. You know what you would say? Don't lean to your own understanding and all this. That don't make sense to me. Oh, just go by what somebody tell you and be a damn fool. But in other words, just go by what I say. Don't worry about what I do. Just do what I tell you to do. In other words, which don't none of that add up to me. Never did, never has, and it never will. So for the people who want to run around and still act like they they still in that maze that the Eurocentric Christianity has done to us, and they don't even realize they under a spell and a curse through that whole system. It's a spell and a curse. Okay, let's keep it moving here. Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 3. King James Version, and it reads, "And I will gather the raiment of my flock out of the countries whither I have driven them, and will bring them again to their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase. More verification. More verification. Let's keep it moving. Jeremiah 32 and 37. Let's go there. Jeremiah 32 and 37. Yep. King James Version. By the way, y'all, I'm down to the last scripture now. So we moved along pretty good. I'm right at an hour now. Right up under an hour. So hey, I've never went an hour. This is the first time I ever went a whole hour. Okay, so here we go. Let's share this. This is Jeremiah 32:37, King James Version. Behold, I will gather them out of all countries, whither I have driven them in mine anger, and in my fury, and in great wrath. And I will bring them again unto this place, and I will cause them to dwell safely. This ain't happened yet, man. We still in the land of captivity. You know what I'm saying? Let me share this last scripture with y'all. I'm gonna put some emphasis on that, and then I'm gonna get out of here. We gonna share that last one. I'm just overloading y'all today. I want to endow y'all with what the word say on this today, since people trying to debunk it. And see, I'm gonna share some emphasis after I'm done right here. Isaiah, this is the last scripture, by the way, of the day. Isaiah chapter 43, 5 and 6. King James Version. And it reads 43, verse 5. Isaiah chapter 43, verse 5. Fear not, for I am with thee. I will bring thy seed from the east, and gather thee from the west. I will say to the north, give up, and to the south, keep not back, bring my sons from far, and my daughters from the ends of the earth. So there you have it. Yahweh has prophesied in many different places, all through the scriptures, telling us what was going to happen, how it was going to happen. And as far as I'm concerned, if you can't look at the prophecies and what it's saying as far as what history tells us and what's been done to who, no way y'all gonna get away with this. Ain't no way y'all gonna keep pulling wolves and gaslighting us and lying to us, because they know. I can guarantee y'all they know. I done heard a few European preachers and pastors right on YouTube saying that they know it's true. Oh yeah, I done heard a few of them back it up. Matter of fact, I heard one of them admit that he know they got something coming because he know what they done did. But it hurts me, man, when I see, especially the young black people on there talking stupid about ain't no way that the black people in America is the children of Israel. That's because they so doggone ignorant and stupid, because they blinded by them curses and spells from that Eurocentric Christianity, man. It is the worst. But I want to say this. There's always an answer to every question. Like, there was always the question, why did they keep certain books out of the Bible? The answer is clear. When you go to these scriptures they kept out and read, it shows you why they did it. Because it tells you who they are, what they were going to do, and how they was going to do it. And so I just want to make sure I ain't rushing the ending here, because it was something I wanted to go back to. Let me look in here real quick. I'm going to flip back one page. What was it? it was. This is what I wanted to go back to. When it talked about them engraved images in the Apocrypha and Maccabees, all you got to do is open your eyes and look around. You're going to see clearly who it's talking about when it said they was going to bring the garments. They were going to make engraved images by their hands, which these are statues that they carved out. It says in stone, but you know, stone when it dries up can be clay, made from clay pottery. Um, also, it said wood, and of course, you know they come up with that cross is the wooden. It represents wood. It's a wooden cross. Constantine changed it from an X to the cross. You know, so it's two different things. It went from this way to sideways, and he changed that image after he did what he did. Talking about he seen Jesus in the sky and all of this. See, this is why I don't deal with them stories no more from them European folks and them lies they be telling. Same thing like with the Quran when Muhammad talking about he seen what he seen. Same type of story. I'll tell you what, I'm finna share 3 different situations. Muhammad said the same thing with the Quran, and they came up with Allah and Muhammad. Um, then Constantine said the same thing. Something was supposed to happen to Constantine, and he converted from being a Christian murderer to he legalized Christianity, changed the day of the Sabbath from Saturday to Sunday, and he only did that as an economic strategy for the European, the Roman Empire to build their economy and make it much stronger. This is why he said it was okay to work on Sunday, which is supposed to be the Sabbath, which is the day of rest. And then this is a whole nother topic when we come to this crafty character that they wrote in there. The Piso family wrote in there, added in there Paul, this Paul character. Paul will tell you right in Colossians, oh, don't follow the customs of men and the customs of the Pharisees and the teachers and all of this. And he turned right around in Galatians and did exactly what he told us not to do. And guess what? We followed, we jumped right on the wagon. So anyway, it's strange to me how they all 3 had similar stories as to what gave them the power and made them holy. Now here go Paul in Damascus. He's supposed to be on his way to Damascus, and Jesus supposed to talk to him and said all this stuff to him. Now y'all got to remember, this is all A.D. Way years later after Jesus was dead and gone, and here come these crafty folks writing themselves into the information. And with that being said, I hope y'all got a clear message on where I'm coming from today. Because we are still in captivity. Until when? Until what happens? Until we begin to know Yahweh is the one we're supposed to be following, and Yeshuwah. We're supposed to still be keeping those laws. We're supposed to still be following the commandments, and we're supposed to still be keeping the statutes of Yahweh. And until we do that, we're going to be lost. But it says that we will remember him in captivity, and that we will begin to worship him in this land of captivity. And then guess what, y'all? He coming to get us. He coming to deliver us. He coming to rescue us and place us back to the original motherland. And with that being said, I'm right exactly at an hour right now. So with that being said, are we still in captivity? Until what happens? I just gave it to y'all. And y'all know how I do it, like I always say. I hope y'all got clear understanding on my message today. I am not a pastor, preacher, reverend, clergyman, pastor, none of those. I'm just simply yours truly, Brother Kedwin Yah. And with that being said, may all be blessed in this world of mess. And y'all make sure y'all come back now again here. And Brother Kedwin Yah, I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Have a great day.